Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Low Carb Wishes Keto Dreams. My name is Heather, and today is December 29th, and I hope everybody had an awesome Christmas. I know kids in my area are still out for another week from school, so, bully for them. Parents are like, okay, is it time yet? But actually, I'm just checking in. I know it's been like a couple of weeks, and things have just been crazy. I had wanted to post some stuff, like some cookie recipes and things, and none of them were particularly successful in my attempts. I did do like it's a pretty basic cookie recipe. I based it off of a cracker recipe. It was pretty much just like almond flour and egg whites. And they were okay. I added some sweetener, obviously, because they were cookies, but they were okay, but I had, like, spiced them, like, I'd put nutmeg and clove in them, and I don't know, I don't know, they just didn't taste right. I think I probably should have just stuck with, like, a basic vanilla, but they were okay. They weren't great. I'd have to tweak the recipe. We did the peppermint cookies, though, my mom and I, with the almond flour, and they were actually pretty good. So I will probably put a post with them on my blog. I know I'm kind of behind the 8 ball, but things have been a little crazy here. A little update with our daughter. If you've seen my other videos, you know she has OCD. Her counselor has recommended that we get her what's called IOP, which is the intensive outpatient therapy. And so it's like 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's crazy intense therapy. She is getting better. Like the therapist said, look, she can come visit me once a week. And she'll slowly get better over time, or she could do the outpatient therapy, and within 6 weeks, she should be better, depending on her and how much she wants to get better. And she said that she really recommended it, especially for my daughter's case. So we are doing a little research. There's one group in Tampa that's well known. They work with kids. Unfortunately, they are not in our insurance plans. So they are contacting our insurance company and seeing if there's what do they call it? It's a single case something. Basically an exception to be made that they'd go ahead and cover part of it at least. We do have an appointment with an in-plan group on the 16th of January. Depending on what they say, we'll have to see. But in the interim, I'm hoping that the insurance will get back with this other group that's from Tampa. It's called the Rogers Center, or Rogers Behavioral Health group in Tampa. So I'm hoping something will come of that, because I've heard really good things about that group. Our in-plan one is the Bay Care system, and they're good, but it's just, I know Rogers is a really good one. So in the interim of all of this, our daughter has not been doing well in school. She has lagged behind in some of her academics, partly due to her OCD, partly due to being a dang teenager, honestly, and not really wanting to do the work. I mean, she's in an accelerated course, and she's in basically a magnet program. That's a special program for gifted kids, robotics and engineering. And she's just falling way behind in the algebra and the physics that's required for this course. World history, she does okay in. I mean, that's just kind of an odd one that's sort of out there. I think it's all the projects and things that the teacher has her do. It's just too overwhelming for her right now with the OCD, and then other issues. They have what's called a 504 designation, I think it's a designation. within the school system, and it's basically someone who has a moderated or modified education plan to deal with certain illnesses or disabilities or things like that. And so she's gotten one of those now. But we've just decided that getting her in the IOP, because it may be done during the day. It may be from like 10 a.m. to noon or 1 o'clock. I don't know. We're sort of in limbo right now. Or it could be after school. You know, and I told my husband, I said, how are we expecting her to do the IOP, intensive outpatient therapy, and continue to keep up with this level of coursework? I mean, there's no way. So we're actually looking to transfer her to another school for next year. So hopefully this will be cleared up, at least to the point of functionality by then. But at this point, for the school year moving forward, we're going to homeschool her. Basically, we'll use certain resources like Khan Academy, and the Florida virtual school is amazing, but I'm not sure if it'll fit for her, because we have to have a certain level of flexibility. Otherwise, we can't do this. So it looks like the homeschooling's going to be the best course of action for us. So I don't know how. I'll probably make some videos just dealing with that and the sort of learning the ropes of that course of education. But hopefully that means that I'll have more time at home to do some more videos and things. I know tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I think we're going to stop by the store and get some supplies for New Year's. I decided this year that, because I was pregnant last year, so I really kind of had to stay low carb with my food and everything because of the gestational diabetes. But this year I said, you know what, I'm going to enjoy Christmas. So I definitely ate not the good at Christmas. And just sort of kind of through this week. Shh, don't tell anybody. But like New Year's, we usually just do, junk food and, get some like sparkling grape juice to celebrate the new year. 'Cause, our daughter can't drink champagne. So we'll be doing that, for New Year's. But then first of the year, I am back on keto hard. I am going to be making, Hoppin' Johns for the new year. I don't know if in your area it's a thing, but black-eyed peas is one of those things you eat on the New Year's for luck. So the one recipe my mom always made was Hoppin' Johns. And it's kind of basically to use up the ham and stuff that you had from Christmas. It's like diced ham, rice, chopped up peppers and seasonings and like an egg, and you throw it all together in a pan, or cheese, lots of cheese, like cheddar cheese. You mix it all up, throw it in the pan and cook it. Obviously I'm not going to do the rice. I'm actually going to do a ketofied version of it. I did it last year, because I was pregnant. I did it last year and it actually turned out really good. I like lowered the amount of liquid that goes in it, and then added an extra egg and used the cauli rice, and it was really good. I mean, it really tasted like Hoppin' Johns. I'm not one to go, oh my gosh, it tastes just like the real thing, but this was pretty darn close. I was pretty satisfied with it as a recipe, so I'm gonna throw that together. I'm hoping to make a video of that, and get it up within the next day or so. So I'll probably cook that before the new year. I don't know. I might do it when I cook it for the new year, but we'll see about that. And then what was the other thing that I wanted to do? I don't remember anymore. I'm tired. Things have been crazy here between my daughter and meetings for her, and then the holidays and all that jazz. Our Christmas Day is usually Christmas Eve. My mom does a spread. She does this whole open house where people come in and they, you know, sit around and visit, and they have a big dining room table that they've had since I was a kid. She puts out her cookies and makes like little sandwiches and makes like the meatballs and the weenies and the stuff and like the barbecue sauce stuff, chili sauce or whatever it is. And she'll do wings and, oh, she does this brie that's like smothered in like Kahlua and pecans. It's just amazing. So, you know, I indulged this year on the Christmas stuff. I was like, you know what? I really want to enjoy Christmas, and I don't want to sit there and stare at all the food that I can't eat. So I did have some of that, and my husband was actually sick last week, the week prior to Christmas, actually, and really sick. He ended up with bronchitis and having to go on antibiotics and all that jazz. He's getting better, but I feel like I'm trying to get his cold, which the fact that I've been eating kind of crap food for the last week doesn't help that. I don't tend to get sick very often when I'm on keto, but as soon as I start eating regular food again, it's like if I've been exposed to anything, it attacks. So I've got like a scratchiness in my throat that's bleh. I have not weighed myself. I'm not looking forward to weighing myself. So yeah, there's that. But that'll at least give me a starting point. And I think I'll go ahead and do all my measurements for the first of the year, starting, you know, knowing what I am January 1st of this year, what I weigh. I have been tossing around the idea of an extended fast. Like I do intermittent fasting where I'll stop eating around like 6 or 7 and then I won't eat until like 1 or 2 the next day. And that's, honestly, that's pretty easy. I might have some coffee, but other than that, that's most days, really. I mean, I don't eat a lot in the morning. I don't really feel like eating it. However, when I'm not eating keto, I am ravenous in the morning. It's weird. But I've been thinking about doing an extended fast, and I think it might be a good thing. Start off the year, you know, sort of cleanse the system. So I don't know, maybe like a 3-day fast or something like that. Maybe just a 24-hour fast to start out and see how I do. But, you know, I've been reading a lot into like autophagy and stuff like that. And, you know, having over 150 pounds I need to lose, I think incorporating that into my diet responsibly, triggering autophagy, which kind of uses up the old not needed cells in your body anymore and sort of recycles them back into the system. I have heard and seen evidence that that is very helpful for loose skin and you know, excess fat that's hanging around. So I don't know, I'm thinking I might do one of those maybe once a month. Let's see how miserable I am on one first. If I can do it, I don't know. I don't like to not eat. Obviously, I wouldn't be here if that weren't an issue. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have fun things this year, or this coming year. For the 3 days left of this year, I'm going to do exciting things. No, for this coming year, I'm hoping to do a bunch of stuff, a bunch of recipes. I'm going to try and get back on my blog. I have a blog that I post a lot of the recipes that I do here that links back to my page. And it's just all very circular. I do have like a Facebook page that I want to start posting on more regularly, as well as I've been kind of lax on my Instagram as well, but they're all under the same name, the Low Carb Wishes Keto Dreams. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out. I mean, it's New Year. We have a lot of chicken. I'm trying to find out recipes to do with this chicken. Because I'm not working right now, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but a lot of the food that we get is from a local food bank. church pantry, basically. Our church that we attend does a pantry, and blessedly, you know, we've been blessed through that, in the fact that it really alleviates a lot of stress providing food for our family. I would definitely be having to go back to work, and I just can't right now. I got the little one, who I want to stay home with her as long as possible. But then we have our eldest, who, you know, I mean, she's pulling back together now, but, you know, at the beginning of the year, she was completely falling apart. I mean, we had, basically, we had a period there, kind of middle of the year, where she couldn't practically bathe herself. Things like using the restrooms were difficult. Like, she still won't even, like, go into public restrooms. Like, no. So now we're homeschooling, and so there's no way I would be able to go back to work with all of that hanging over our head. I mean, it would just, it's not going to happen. So we have been extremely blessed through our church, and they're partnering with grocery stores in our area. But what happened is, periodically they will get an abundance of whatever they get. And they're under strict guidelines that they can't keep it more than, they freeze everything. So as soon as they get meat in, it goes directly into the freezer. So everything's frozen. But they're still under certain guidelines where, you know, they can't keep it more than like 2 weeks. It's got to go out, or they have to throw it away. And so a few weeks ago, I was going through their line and came up to the meat counter, and having a family of 4, you tend to get a little more stuff than, say, someone who's a family of 2. But, you know, they know me through the church and things like that. So he asked me, the guy behind the counter, he's like, could you use a box of chicken? And I'm thinking, like a box, like a small box of chicken. No, it was ginormous. Like, if you're ever in the vegetable section of your grocery mart, and they have the big boxes that they have, like the tomatoes sitting in, that was the kind. It was a ginormous box. It was like 20 flats, like the big flats. Like, you get it like Sam's Club or Kroger, or not Kroger, Sam's Club or Costco, of chicken, like chicken thighs, chicken breasts. It was insane. So they loaded that into my vehicle, and there was also like a smoked turkey in it. It was crazy amount of chicken. And so they loaded that into my car, and I gave some to my mother-in-law, who is retired and living on a fixed income. I gave some to my folks, who are retired and living on a fixed income. And I actually gave most of the box to my folks because they live in a 55 and up community. And they know a lot of people who really could use it. Some of their friends down the road took it, and, you know, they had like 5 or 6 people that they divvied out chicken to, but there's still so much chicken. So I'm desperately looking for chicken recipes. My husband's getting to a point that he's like, I'm kind of tired of chicken. The only thing we didn't seem to get in the box was like chicken wings, which is like my husband's favorite. So I had him buy chicken wings for New Year's. I'm going to cook up, but, you know, I still got like a ton of thighs and chicken breasts and stuff. So you're probably going to be seeing quite a few chicken recipes in the future. My staple, though, is just baked chicken. It's so simple. You know, it's just the pieces. You season them up. I love the Mrs. Dash table blend seasoning. It's a really finely ground seasoned blend. And then I salt and pepper it separate. You know, I can load up the seasonings with the Mrs. Dash and then salt and pepper it to taste. Baking it's just easy, but we're getting kind of tired of baked chicken over here. So I don't know, I think I might do like maybe a barbecue chicken or something like shredded. I don't know. I do have a cookbook, though, that's like 365 chicken recipes. So I'll probably go digging through that, figure out what I want to do. But yeah, so new year, we're going to start over fresh, weights and measurements. I'll probably start a new exercise routine. I definitely want to get walking with my daughter again. We were doing that over the summer, and then it just sort of petered out. I don't know why. We just stopped going. I think it was after summer we stopped doing it, and just never picked it up again. So now that she's going to be home with me again, I definitely want to start doing that again. So we shall see, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye.